What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Let's Build the Enterprise A 2.0 Season 1 Episode 14. I'm Zero Elite, and I just want to thank you guys very much for tuning in today's episode. And if you haven't, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, helping me in supporting the channel. I can't thank you guys enough for that. Today we've got just shy of 16-minute episodes, so we're going to dive right into this thing. So let's kick back and relax. I'm not sure where I messed up somewhere, but I think I might have had one section of my recording that I either didn't hit record or I just forgot to. I noticed it as I started today's episode because of where we left off working on this very center of the lower hull on the saucer section. So this is going to be an easy fix. I'm going to be able to tell you guys what you're going to need to do just to get this bottom part wrapped up. So what you're going to want to do on this row right here, this is where we left off. This row of well, it looks like half slabs. But you're going to want to go ahead and you're going to do light gray concrete going directly behind that. So on the same height, we're not cutting down yet. So you're going to do a row of the light gray concrete going all the way around. Then you're going to go in one and down with a cut. You're going to do a row of half slabs going all the way around. Once you've completed that, you're going to come back again. You're going to go in one and down with a cut line. You're going to do a row of half slabs again, going all the way around. Then we're going to go ahead and one last pass with the light gray concrete. We're just going to follow our cut line. You're just going all the way around the other side of those half slabs. And then we're going to fill it in. And then just the corners, you're throwing a couple of sea lanterns. Very, very easy to do. But I'm sorry about that. I've been very, very good about getting all this stuff recorded. But, you know, these things can happen. But going forward, I got you guys. Don't worry. So anyway, now that we've got that established, let's go ahead and we're going to get rocking and rolling here. I think today's episode, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be focusing primarily on the shelf that the bridge is going to sit on, and then also our bridge. Now, I've been talking about this as we've been going through this tutorial series. This is going to be an area that's going to need some TLC, because just as we go, and you'll see what I mean by the end of today's episode, like, it doesn't look bad what I end up with, but it's not what I want. And at least for me anyway, things like that, like, it's just going to stand out and bother me until I fix it. So in that regard, you could say I'm a perfectionist. I try to get it as good as I can to what I'm happy with, if that makes sense. Now, one thing too, we want to make sure before we dive into this that we're not going to be building a skyscraper or something that looks a little bit more akin to a dreidel. So that's pretty important. I'm not sure why I was hovering around right there or why it was recorded, but anyway. So we're going to be going back and get this going. We're going to be doing a row of gray concrete going all the way around. This is going to be the very center point of the top of our saucer. Looking pretty good. As long as you follow your cut lines, guys, you're going to be in good shape here. Trust me. Now, once we've gotten that done, we're going to come back with the half slabs. We're just going to do it right on top of that row of the gray concrete. Do this going all the way around your circle. But yeah, like, it is a little bit weird because when I end up with the bridge here, like my first time completing it, like it doesn't look bad, but like I don't know, it just didn't come out as good as I wanted it to. Now, slight spoiler, ultimately what we're going to do, we're going to reference the exterior front section of our bridge from the Disco era Enterprise. And we're going to use that as a loose reference to build this out. I don't know if you guys have come across this. At least this has been my experience so far with Minecraft, that sometimes, like in this case, a Constitution bridge or maybe corridors, those are probably the two examples where I have not been able to come up with a better design. So if you can't come up with a better design, sometimes you can recycle that and maybe make slight tweaks to it. So that's ultimately what we're going to be doing here, where we're going to be taking, in the long run, building out our bridge. We'll be taking that template from the Disco era Enterprise, and we'll basically be fusing that with the original Constitution class refit, and then also the refit from Star Trek Beyond. So, alright, we're going to reestablish our x-axis point. We're looking pretty good so far. But again, we don't want to come up too high. Less is more in this case. We're going to do the light gray concrete now. We're going to do this going all the way around. Looking pretty good. You see, I'm telling you guys, this stuff is totally achievable if you just break it down step by step. We're not going to get it done in one episode. It's going to take a little bit of time, but that's okay. It just goes to show that if you set your mind to something, you're willing to break it down just step by step by step by step, you can achieve almost anything you set your mind to. So this is looking pretty good so far. I think we've got a good transition point for the shelving. So now we're going to work on the overall template for a bridge. So you can see I've gone back to the pixel circle generator, and I'm going to do 15 and 15. So I just decided to count out 7 in each direction. I'm trying to remember if I went exactly off of the pixel circle generator for this, or if I winged it a little bit. If I did, don't hold it against me. Sometimes, especially when you get, at least for me anyway, when you start to get with smaller circles, you guys will see me do that. I'll just wing it. And that's only because I've done enough of these that the patterns, they stay consistent. And like that stuff, like after you've done so many of these builds, it's just kind of scrambling in your head up there. So I just kind of knock it out, and it ends up looking fine. But you know, this isn't anything too bad. We just did 2 rows, or excuse me, we're doing 2 sets of 2 going down and out with a cut, and then a single to completely complete that circle. So that's not looking too bad. We have at least got our starting point. It's always important to have to throw something down. Remember that rule. You got to throw something down, see how it looks, compare that with your reference material, analyze it. What do I need to do to get to that next step? Sometimes you got to experiment a little bit. If you're in that scenario, make a couple of extra save files. This way, if you end up spinning your tires and you hate what you came up with, you can just delete that save and revert back to it before you start making all those changes. Now, you guys are going to want to complete these steps with me, just to make sure that we're all on the same page. But ultimately, the biggest mistake that I'm making right now is that I'm not using that overall template for the Disco Air Enterprise. And those of you that built that ship with me, you'll know that I used half slabs for the bridge on the outside. As you can see right here, I'm using full blocks. So the transition is going to be a little bit different on that. It's going to be a little bit more bulky as opposed to the half slabs. That's honestly why I use the half slabs so much these days. We're looking pretty good right now. So you can see I'm going to add a row of light gray concrete. We're going to do this going all the way around that ring. And now we're going to do a row of half slabs. Now, something to remember, the bridge for the Enterprise is not a perfect circle. The front of it is. But I think a really good way to explain how the bridge of the Enterprise looks if you're looking at it from a top-down view. So imagine if you draw a basic house and you're just looking at the front of it. You have your upside down V and then a line on each side of it and then a line on the bottom. If you basically, where your roof is, where that V is, add a circle to that front, that's very similar to how the bridge is going to look. Not exactly that, but very close to that. This is something I'm going to try to get into more for you guys. Establishing your shapes. When you start to establish your shapes, this is so vital for your builds. This goes in, and this is, I think, one of the things that helps me out, having that artistic background. One of the things I learned as an artist, anything that you're drawing, whether it's a person, inanimate object, regardless of what it is, again, baby steps, breaking each thing that you're doing down to the very basic of it and breaking it down into shapes. When you start to do that, you can better identify what you're going to have to do here. So again, I'm making just a slight error here because I'm only going with a circle. I'm not building out the back end of the bridge. Because remember, again, if you just imagine that outline of a very basic house with that circle on the top of it, that is essentially the top-down foundation of what a Constitution class refit bridge area is going to look like. But, you know, these things happen. Sometimes you got to spin your tires a little bit to see where you're going to land. Now, this doesn't even necessarily look bad where it's at. Some of you might see this, be like, you know what, like Zero, I like just the circle one better. I think this, from my build, this works better. And you know, if that's the case, if you think it looks better, I say do it. Do whatever makes you happy. Do whatever it is to your heart's content that's going to make you completely happy with this build, because at the end of the day, we're taking all this time to build out these ships. I think we should have a little bit of fun with that. For me, this is a very therapeutic thing to do. It's one of the reasons I build in Minecraft. I'm able to take my mind off of all the crap that's going on in my life and just focus on one thing. And like, it's crazy, like I'll be playing Minecraft sometimes and the day just literally flies by, and it's like, where did the last 4.5 hours go? Like, I swear, like I just woke up today and like it's already almost dinner time. Minecraft will do that to you, and I honestly, I love that about Minecraft. So hopefully you guys are getting a lot of the same stuff out of this that I am, or maybe you just like building. But those of you that if you got a lot of stuff going on in your life, I tell you, throw on some Minecraft, um, and see if that doesn't help relieve some of that. You might want to put the music on mute. Not a knock to Minecraft. Their music is so relaxing, it will put you to sleep. I can't tell you how many times when I first started playing Minecraft, um, I had the music going, and like so many times I just passed out. Now I don't like the top of this. This is a great example of what I'm talking about. What does that look like from the side to you? It's starting to look like a dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. Yeah. You can maybe shave off a row or two off the top. It's not, and maybe I'm being a little bit hard on myself. That's not too bad. I've seen a lot worse. I've seen them way worse, actually. But this is why I say, critique your stuff as you go. This is why those of you that watch when I live stream on my Discord, sometimes I'll just be whizzing around my ship. I won't be doing anything, and I'll just kind of be looking at it. That's because I'm just analyzing my build, and I'm comparing it to what I have and just marinating on it and deciding, like, do I like this? Do I not like it? If I don't like it, what can I change about it so that I do like it? But all things considered, for episode 14, we're making phenomenal progress. Very happy with what we've been able to achieve with this in such a short period of time, but we've still got a ton to do on this build. We're not necessarily close to being done yet. There's still a massive amount of work to do before we even get the shell of the ship done. And that's not even counting the detailing for the exterior and then some of the interior stuff that we're going to do. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for me today. I just want to thank everybody again for tuning in today's episode. And if you guys did enjoy this content, please help me out. Hit that like and subscribe button, helping me and supporting the channel. I can't thank you guys enough for that. Those of you that are wanting to do something extra for me to help out the channel, honestly, the main thing at this point, if you can just watch my videos, I think that's the biggest thing, getting my watch hours up, watching them from beginning to end. So if you guys can do that for me, I would be forever in your debt to help out, because that will inevitably help me to get monetized in the long run, and the potential there to do so much more than what I'm currently doing. But anyway, that's enough for me for this week. I hope everybody has a happy and safe week and a fantastic weekend. And of course, what did you make in Minecraft today? Post your photos in the Discord.